you the top 10 attractions of London. Number 10. St. Paul's Cathedral. The seat of the Bishop of London today, 5 churches have been built here, with the first one in the 7th century. Number 9. Trafalgar Square. A famous square in central London. At the center is Nelson Square, surrounded by fountains. Number 8. The double-decker bus. Take a ride in this London icon, a great way to tour the city. Number 7. The Thames River Cruise. Experience the city by water. Many of London's attractions are visible from the cruise. Number 6. Covent Garden. Literally a vegetable garden in the Middle Ages, today it's a hub of restaurants, pubs, and shops. Number 5. Tower of London. Built over 900 years ago, it is a historic landmark. Take a guided tour and learn about its many secrets. Number 4. London Bridge. One of the world's most famous bridges. Constructed in 1894, it is an engineering marvel. Number 3. Houses of Parliament. Also known as Westminster Palace, it is the seat of London's House of Lords and House of Commons. Number 2. Buckingham Palace. This is the residence of the British monarch. Changing of the guard is not to be missed. Number 1. London Eye. Created for the Millennium Celebration, one of the world's largest Ferris wheels is a sight to behold. The top 5 attractions of Edinburgh. Number 5. Holyrood. A charming area where you'll find a royal residence as well as several ruins that offer a chance to learn about the country's history. Number 4. St. Giles Cathedral. Located on the famous Royal Mile, this is the historic Edinburgh Church, a highlight of the city's skyline. Number 3. Scott Monument. A remarkable ornate Gothic monument that's dedicated to Scottish author Sir Walter Scott. Number 2. Carlton Hill. Capture a great view of Edinburgh from this hill or visit important landmarks that are a part of the fabric of the city. And number 1. Edinburgh Castle. An iconic symbol of the city. The first human settlement here was in 900 BC and it sits on an extinct volcano.
Great Britain. Comprised of England, Wales, and Scotland, Great Britain has much to discover in its cosmopolitan cities, charming villages, and spectacular scenery. Whether you are exploring castles and quaint villages throughout England and Wales, or seeking Scotland's whiskey trail, you will be amazed by the diversity of these lands. England. Visit the electric city of London, where the history meets contemporary, with beautiful historic sites and interesting museums, plus shopping galore. Enjoy the villages in the Cotswolds to take in the essence of English charm and explore the antique shops throughout the region. For those looking for nature and adventure, the Lake District will charm you with its scenic beauty and its crystal clear mountain lakes. London is a city of excitement with first-class hotel accommodations, dining, touring to historic sites, and shopping at the world-famous Harrods. The annual Chelsea Flower Show is popular if visiting in the spring. Windsor Castle. Steeped in history, Windsor Castle perches proudly on a lush wooded hill overlooking the Thames. Dating back to Norman times with sweeping landscaped gardens and turreted round tower, it's easy to see why it's the Queen's favorite weekend residence. A market town with a difference. Stratford-upon-Avon is the famous home of arguably the world's greatest writer, William Shakespeare. Visit the picturesque, half-timbered house where the legendary bard was born to gain fascinating insights into his childhood. Follow in the footsteps of Oxford's famous students, from C.S. Lewis to Bill Clinton, as you stroll the captivating college courtyards and cobbled lanes of this historic university town. Take in the famous dreaming spires and see the library, one of the oldest in Europe. You'll be captivated by the unspoiled narrow valleys and ancient squares of this naturally beautiful town. Cotswolds. Enjoy views of breathtaking countryside, sleepy villages, and bustling market towns as you drive through the charming scenery of one of England's most beautiful regions. Lake District of England. Admire the spectacular views of Lake Windermere as you make your way through the narrow country lanes that crisscross this scenic landscape. Visit Hilltop, the home of Beatrix Potter, and see the farm and gardens. Continue to the medieval village of Hawkshead with its quaint alleyways. Wales boasts 641 castles, 3 national parks, 750 miles of stunning coastline, with 3 million people and 11 million sheep, all just 2 hours from London by train or car. Cardiff has a diverse population with speakers of at least 94 languages. Of course, this means a plethora of dining choices in addition to the city's attractions. We suggest visits to Cardiff Castle, the most successful fantasy castle of the 19th century, and the National History Museum of St. Fagans, a large open-air museum housing dozens of original buildings from Welsh history. Scotland. Visit Glasgow and Edinburgh or Stirling, the gateway to the Highlands and site of so much of Scotland's history. See Inverness on the mouth of the River Ness, not far from the home of the Loch Ness Monster. Explore Aberdeen and St. Andrews on the east coast, the lowlands resort village of Troon or Inverary, the home of the Clan Campbell, the Dukes of Argyll, and probably the most traditional Scots castle in the land. The city of Edinburgh. Edinburgh Castle beckons you from its perch atop an extinct volcano. Follow the medieval thoroughfare of the Royal Mile, from here to the Palace of Holyrood House, Queen Elizabeth's royal residence in Scotland. The military tattoo. Summertime is festival time. Art, music, history, books. There is a festival for everyone, and the famous military tattoo includes a fringe festival, arts and crafts fair, the Isle of Skye. The beauty of the Isle of Skye is legendary, but there is much more to this magical place than just a pleasant vista. As well as being a mecca for climbers and walkers, we offer a full range of activities, from boat trips to bicycle hire, and land sailing to quad biking. However, if you are looking to take things a bit easier, you can choose from the gentler activities available locally, such as golf, fishing, or perhaps kayaking. But whatever your passion, you are sure to find it here, your very own Paradise Island on the west coast of Scotland. From bustling cities to quaint villages, all the outdoor activities you can dream of, along with fine dining, Great Britain makes for a wonderful destination to discover. Let us help customize your Great Britain vacation, focusing on what is interesting and important to you.
Planning your next vacation in London? This amazing city is the world's most popular travel destination, with more landmarks, monuments and attractions than any other city. If this is your first, second or even third visit to the city, you should pre-plan it to assure that you make the most of your vacation. After all the money you've spent on flights and hotels, you don't want to waste your precious time in this city. This is why we have produced special video guides about London in 10 different languages at vidtour.com, with ideas for family attractions, nightlife offers, budget tips, and much, much more. In the meantime, here is our special guide to help you plan the perfect vacation. Let's start with sightseeing. London is literally packed with attractions, and one might need more than a month to see it all. And although a vacation is not all about sightseeing, you should dedicate at least a day or two to this. Our tips? Stay by the River Thames, or even better, take a river cruise and hop on and off a bus to see the must-see monuments on both banks of the river. The list is long, including the Tower of London, Tower Bridge, St Paul's, Big Ben, Westminster Abbey, Shakespeare Globe Theatre, Tate Modern and much more. You might not see all there is to see in London, but this should be enough for you for one visit. Check vidtour.com to get our money-saving tips on visiting all the attractions we just mentioned without raising the cost of your vacation through the roof. Fancy some shopping in London? As you can imagine, London has everything one might desire, from huge megastores on high streets such as Oxford Street or Regent Street to small quirky boutiques in Soho. Two major shopping malls are in Shepherd's Bush and Stratford, and let's not forget the famous London markets. Our tip? If you are on a tight schedule, you should concentrate either on high street stores or visit the malls, as they offer more or less the same brands and retail chains. Visit the markets to combine shopping with sightseeing and to enjoy the atmosphere. We recommend visiting at least 2 or 3 of them, maybe Camden Market, Portobello Market, Borough Market or Spitalfield Market. It all depends on your schedule. Check vidtour.com for videos about all the markets we mentioned, and remember, some markets are active throughout the week, others are open only during the weekend. Want to explore London's nightlife? This city has it all. First, let's talk about one of the most popular attractions in the city, West End musicals. Almost every tourist in London plans to see at least one show, so you can imagine that good tickets sell out quickly. Our tip is to avoid the half-price ticket stands you see in Piccadilly and Leicester Squares. Don't waste your precious time standing in long lines only to discover that the musical you wish to see is sold out, or that you bought the worst tickets in the house. Unfortunately, this is the reason why those tickets are sold at a discount. So you saved a couple of pounds on the price, but you've now found yourself sitting in a seat where you can only see half the stage. Now that would be annoying. Planning a night out? Pubs are basically located everywhere and clubs are scattered around. One important thing to remember is that the underground stops working around midnight. So, if you plan on spending your time here partying, try to find a hotel nearby the club. Taking a taxi from one side of London to the other might cost you as much as one night in your hotel. Now let's talk about visiting London with kids. There are numerous things you could do, from taking a ride on the London Eye, visiting Madame Tussauds, London Dungeon or a football stadium. Unfortunately, all of these attractions will be very expensive unless you pre-plan your trip in advance and mix free attractions with paid ones. For example, London's top museums are based on donations only, and most of them have great exhibitions dedicated for kids. You could always add a visit to one of London's great parks, which are packed with things to see and do. Just plan your schedule smartly. Check vidtour.com to find more ideas on planning a perfect family vacation in London. This was just a small portion of the tips we have on offer. Visit our website for more information. And remember, London can easily be overwhelming, so do your research and plan your vacation carefully. Enjoy. Planning a holiday in London? Here are our top 10 things to see and do in England's historic capital. West End. This is tourist land. Here you can find everything from museums to famous sites and of course London's famous West End theatres. With so much on offer you'll find something to entertain everyone. Buckingham Palace. Built over 300 years ago, the palace is the official home of the British monarchy. If you have not been lucky enough to receive an invite to the Queen's Garden Party this year, then you will be able to take the tour of the palace for a small fee. The Tower of London and London Bridge. One of the city's most historic sites and the resting place of the crown jewels, the Tower of London is well worth a visit. See the Traitor's Gate, pose for a photo with the famous Beefeaters, and of course take a walk across Tower Bridge. South Bank and London Eye. This 2-mile stretch of the Thames is home to a wealth of art and culture, including some of London's most famous galleries. If the tide is right, then you can enjoy a walk along the Thames bed, and if you want to see all of London in 30 minutes, then take a ride on Europe's tallest Ferris wheel, the London Eye. Science and Natural History Museums. Still free to enter, both the Science Museum and the Natural History Museum have something to offer everyone. From automotive history to animatronic dinosaurs, the Kensington Museums will entertain and educate in equal measures. Madame Tussauds. Walk among celebrities, historical figures and notorious criminals alike in London's original waxwork museum. Word of warning though, if you don't have the patience for lengthy queues, this one may not be ideal for you. Borough Market. Open from Thursday to Saturday, Borough Market is a great place to source a variety of local and international produce. Hyde Park. Divided in two by the Serpentine River, Hyde Park is one of London's largest parks. A place for relaxation, it's the perfect way to unwind. Swim in the Lido, take a boat out on the lake, or even subject yourself to the opinions of whoever happens to be on their soapbox at Speaker's Corner. Trafalgar Square. Arguably London's most famous location. Iconic sights are in abundance at Trafalgar Square. See the lions, visit Nelson on his column, just remember, whatever you do, don't feed the pigeons. Houses of Parliament and Big Ben. No trip to London would be complete without stopping by the Palace of Westminster, more commonly known as the Houses of Parliament. Overflowing with British tradition, this one is a must for any visitor to London. Wave to the Prime Minister on Downing Street and make sure you're in the area on the hour to hear Big Ben's renowned chimes.
conquerors. Show the world, show